A film that I saw recently that had been doing the rounds on the Horror Channel lately was It Came from Outer Space, the 1953 science fiction thriller. It's a film that's difficult to talk about, not for any logistical reason, but because even though I only watched it last night, I've already almost forgotten everything that happens in it. Um, it presages Invasion of the Body Snatchers in some ways, in that it's set in a small town in the southwestern United States. A meteor is seen passing overhead and apparently crashing nearby, and several people go and investigate and discover that it's actually some kind of alien craft, although it's quickly buried in a rockfall. Then various members of the town start behaving oddly, start behaving differently and perhaps out of character, more mechanically than they normally would. And a local astronomer starts to investigate and discovers, in fact, that they are alien duplicates. The originals having been kept in cold storage nearby, the aliens are pretending to be human beings in order to repair their craft and leave. And it turns out that they, in fact, have no hostile intent towards mankind at all. They weren't even planning on landing on Earth. So insignificant are we. And they had simply been forced to crash here and are going to go as soon as they've made their repairs. And then they do, and then the film is over. It's loosely based on a story by Ray Bradbury, but I can imagine that Bradbury's story, at maybe 25 pages, has a great deal more substance than this. We get a look at some of the aliens in their natural form, and they appear to be great big jellies with eyes. Um, it's a very, it's a very thin production. I think it's notable that it hasn't really remained in the lexicon of sci-fi classics, particularly the ones of the 1950s, because it's so bland and generic. Some aliens come to town and they are there and then they go. And then the film is over and it runs an hour and 17 minutes and it's basically nothing. It is just a wisp of air. Um, None of the cast in particular stick out. The direction apparently was in 3D, but I can't imagine how that works in black and white. Um, it was just all a bit insubstantial, very much the epitome of a B movie programmer that's showing one week and then gone the next. Director Jack Arnold, I think, would go on to better, more interesting work later on. None of the cast jumped out as particularly notable names. Um, there are better 50s B movies that are worth watching, some that have aged particularly well. This one I don't think has, and I think exists as, at best, a footnote in history.